screens. In this demonstration, we're going to talk about why gray screen paint products are definitely, one, they're outdated. Number two, they were never meant for OLED demonstrations. Now, if you look at today, screens are darker and darker, these heavy gunmetal screens, and OLED has these black TVs. We don't have the gray TVs or the dark gray TVs anymore. The new technology in TVs now are just jet black. So, that being said, you can see contrast is everything. Everybody wants that OLED black display. Even look beautiful on your wall, even when the projector or TV is turned off. So as you can see, this right here is the 38 Black Widow producing actually has an amazing black level, and you see it looks beautiful on the wall. It's just like a TV. So if you look at a gray screen, if anyone were to hand you a gray screen and say, hey, look, this is my phone. My phone has a gray screen. You would think that phone came back from 1985. It was an old phone. Anything you see with the gray screen, you would look at it and say, oh, how old is that? And that. Shut my door for a minute there. Keep my cats from coming in. All right, so as I said before, a gray screen represents old technology. And it does. Like I said, you go to Best Buy or any place, any electronic shop, and you see a gray tube or a gray TV or a gray phone, whatever it is, the first thing going to pop in your mind is, how old is that? Yeah, because it's old. The new technology is black. That's when it's black. That's where it's where you're going to pick up true contrast levels and colors, and all of the good stuff comes from that black technology. But gray products do not pick up contrast, and they do not pick up color correctly. This is why you're told calibrating your projector. This is why you're told that the product is not ambient light projection. It can't be ambient light projection because ambient light projection does not work well with gray screens. If that was the case, well, you wouldn't have to use it in an ambient light controlled environment. All right, so we're going to be using in this demonstration the big boy projector. We're going to be using something with plenty of power. This projector right here has it has a 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio. Now, for some of you saying, well, that's not fair, your projector only has, it's all it's needed. Because if the screen is truly black, you don't have to have a very powerful contrast ratio. That's it. That ends that argument right there. Because I've had that happen to a form site where somebody said, well, your projector's only 2,000 to 1. That's not fair. How is that not fair? At the end of the day, you should be able to pick up a black contrast level if your screen does what it's supposed to do. So you don't need all that. Spend all that money for all that extra stuff because you need to somewhat pick up somewhat of a contrast level. And even if you are picking up a somewhat of a contrast level, it definitely is not black at the end of the day. I guarantee you that it's definitely gray. No projector is going to ever give you the ability to produce a black contrast level. And when I watch these demonstrations they have now, majority of demonstrations that you will find on YouTube or any place that's displaying these demonstrations are meant for TVs. They're not meant for projectors. They're meant for TVs. And they can show off that OLED, that black contrast demonstration where, again, gray screens are not going to be able to pick it up. Let's get my projector positioning right here. All right. Let's go over to, let's see, lens shift. I don't know if we got the wrong remote control. Oh, I said I had to grab the wrong remote control. There's 2 of these on my table. I always grab the wrong one. Let me see what we got going on here. I need that lens shift to pop. Here we go, your lens shift. I'm going to try and shrink it a little bit. And bring it back over a little bit more. All right, that's better. We got an angle that's going to be a little off here. Well, a lot. So let me see what we got to do here. I'm going to be out all the way on that one. I never understand why they asked for remote control. Clearly, remote control is just in my hand a few minutes ago. Cannot detect your remote control. That's I either got to get batteries or something. But I should have definitely detected it, no problem. just even right there. So I'm just showing you that why gray screen paint products are dumbing down your projector. Because you don't have to have an insane amount of contrast in order to be able to produce a contrast level. It all comes down to the screen. Doesn't make a difference how much power you have on your projector, it comes down to the screen. And like I said, we just have a simple, I think 2,000 or 3,000 to 1 on our projector. It's not a lot. What am I going up for? There we go. There we go, that's perfect. Okay. I'm going to take the keystone and put mine in here. What's my keystone settings in here? No? I'm going to go to keystone settings. Here we go. Going to standard. That's better. Much better. All right, I'm gonna switch over to my lens shift. That's what I love about these projectors. You're talking about getting detail fit. These things do detail fits. Bring it up some. I'm bringing change it a little bit more. Bring it up my shift. We're bringing it a little bit higher to the light. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's why I said. I remember somebody saying one time that venue projectors suck, and now they want to support venues. This is the difference between my remote control and your remote control and your projector. See all those little buttons right there? This thing does so many things, it's not even funny. I can set my projector anywhere I want, and I can adjust it, boop, to fit the screen perfectly. But I heard somebody make that statement that they suck, but then now they basically support them. And you can't even support them if you can't see color. So let's see if OLED demonstrations were meant for gray screen. That's why I say every time I see a demonstration, somebody trying to show it. Otherwise, why are you even showing that? You're not even picking up a proper contrast level. You're picking up gray. No, it was not meant for you. That was meant for a black television. Last I checked, OLEDs are not gray. They're black. Let me see. Let me find over here. Okay. Make sure, like I said, we got enough power. We're using my big boy Christie projector over here. We're running right now. There we go. Lost my remote control there. And we're going to do contrast only. With your product can pull, all right, the gray product can pull, it should be able to see a contrast level with no problem. It's just like a TV, doesn't it? These things are quite impressive. And again, why would you want an old gray screen on your wall when you can have a black one? At that, super jet black. As I said before, 38s are much darker than Phantoms, way darker than Phantoms. I'm definitely watching this. That's for audio. We don't have speakers or anything, this is why. And mind you, when we do these demonstrations, we will not be getting up and zooming in on the screen. No, you should be able to see that from here. See where my projector's sitting at right now? If I get this cord untangled from the wire, sorry about that. My cord and my stand have a love affair. They don't want to separate. See where that projector's sitting? That's where you're supposed to see your contrast level. You should never have to get up and walk all the way over to the screen to show a contrast level. Just like I shouldn't be walking all over to the screen to show you a white level. I should be able to do it from here. And as you can see, no dark corners, nice and bright as it should be. All right, let's get the first one. Starfield screensaver. Never gonna start with the light stuff, I do the hard stuff. Now I can do this downstairs while there's light pushing through my windows and my curtains pull back at 18 feet back downstairs. All right, let's get our surfaces ready, again put up. You guys over here for a minute. I do. Yeah, see how black that is? It's crazy black. Look at my chair. Look at that screen. That screen is crazy black. There's gonna be no gray here and black here, or no gray there. No, it's black. That's another thing we request too. Anytime somebody basically displays that, we've seen so many different people live, but anytime somebody displays a black screen, we suggest a black paint pour out. You know why? Because that paint has to be able to match that black paint. I actually had someone say that in one of the demonstrations, actually one of the companies I was talking about, that they were going to do a black paint pour out on my product. They couldn't believe my product was literally that black. They think it's gray. Because there's no way in the world it's pulling a white level that high being a black screen. And I heard them said that, okay, we're going to test it. We're going to put it next to black paint, do a black paint pour out. Yep, there you go. So if you're basically trying to make a black screen paint and slightly it is gray because you're trying to pour a higher white level, you will fail that test. It has to match black paint on a pour out. That's how we knew when we requested those tests, that's why they were never done. Because they couldn't match the screen, because they knew at the end of the day their product was actually kind of a dark gray. That's what it was. That's what companies will request that, because they're paying a lot of money for a black paint, for a black product or black screen paint. At the end of the day, they want to make sure they're actually getting a black screen paint and not a dark gray. When I first saw the dark star was gunmetal. When I first saw daylight screen, I thought that screen literally was black. So I got in here, I was like, oh, it's dark gray. Paint on screens. I thought this screen was black when I got it over. It was dark gray. And they're gonna request that. Now the reason why they try to make them dark gray is because they try to give off the illusion that the screen is black when the screen is actually a dark gray. And being a dark gray means you have the ability to pour a slightly higher white level than a black screen, but that's not going to work either, because our screens, if your screen's dark gray, we can blend it to make your screen disappear. Which we've done that too. The only reason we can't make the gunmetals disappear to a certain degree because they have a white reflective surface and they can register white light. But that dark gray mix, that thing will blend right into our screen with no problem. We'll eat that thing up. And still maintain a contrast that it can't pick up. So, in this demonstration, we're talking about if you have a gray screen paint product laying against your wall, are you picking up a 100% contrast level? And you're not. The OLED demonstrations, for those of you who make these great products at the end of the day, and you're trying to say, well, we produce this. No, you don't. An OLED demonstration is useless against your screen, because you can't maintain a contrast level. This is an OLED. This is just a basic Starfield demonstration. It's nothing to do with OLED, and you still can't pick up. Now, what we have against here, mind you, we don't put these products up here no more, because I said, what's the point? We can make them ourselves. There's no point. I can make any one of the products. It's no problem whatsoever. And at the end of the day, it all matches the same. We did that demonstration where it all blends the same. If there's anything different about the product, and this product pulls a different contrast level, very easy. Simple demonstration to prove that. All you got to do is just go out and get several versions of gray paint, Mix several versions of gray paint, put it against your product, show a star fill demonstration, show that your product pulls a higher contrast level. And I'm not talking about this, I'm talking about jet black, like that. Now, say if you put this product up against here, right? And say he puts his screen against this one, and this one. He makes them live on YouTube, and he puts his product, and his product turns into this on camera, being the same complexion. You got to be careful with this individual, because he'll make it darker and says, look, mine blends in. No, same complexion. You said light gray screen. So that light gray screen can convert into that dark screen right there. You got $1 million product on your hands. You're gonna be a very rich man if you could do that. But you can't, because that's impossible. It's like me taking that screen and saying, hey, I can make a white level as white as a white wall. I'd be a millionaire. The thing is, the reason why my technology is selling for the price it's selling, because that screen can pull an insane white level, as black as it is, and it's darker than our previous technology. On top of that, I have a record history and experience in black technology. You don't. No one can be a nuclear physics overnight. You can't be that. It takes years to study that. So no, you can't learn it that quick. And as you can see, not picking up the star field. Now let's go to an OLED demonstration. LG Beta Fish. In demonstrations with OLEDs, they're known for the backgrounds remaining super jet black. You have to be able to produce the background first before you can produce anything else on the screen. If you can't produce the background, then the OLED demonstration is perfectly useless on your product. And this must be done in a fully lit environment. I prefer a max out zone, because that shows how much ambient light your screen can absorb in and still maintain the contrast level. If this demonstration is done in the dark, it's a complete fail. These are the demonstrations that those TV goers, those hardcore TV goers, why they switch over to projection screens and they buy my product. Because I can sit here in a fully lit environment, debunking their theory that gray screens will have you in the dark all day. Debunking the theory that you have to spend thousands of dollars a projector, $500 behind me, used, old, outdated, way outdated than the TVs are using, and can maintain a contrast level just like their OLED TVs that they spend thousands and thousands of dollars for. Now, what they don't want is they don't want the gray screens, because their theory is gray screens wash out, can't pick up contrast levels, just spend all this money for an expensive projector just to get a decent image, and you got to be in the dark. That's why I don't understand why I see people out there trying to do OLED demonstrations on a screen that doesn't even have the capability. They had to buy an expensive projector, remember what the TV guys were saying, in order to maintain a somewhat contrast level in a dark environment. Why am I going to spend $3,000 or $5,000 for a projector for a higher contrast level, and then I got to turn around and I got to spend another $3,000 for the screen because it's darker? That's a lot of money today. That's $3,000 for a screen and $3,000 for a projector. You spent $6,000. Might as well buy a TV. And then at that, you still have to calibrate and you still have to be in a dark environment. You might as well buy a TV. My projector, right here. My cord, leave my, right there. Now you notice I'm not running all up on top of the screen. Come on, here you go, look at the levels. Look, and if you can't pick up contrast, you're definitely not picking up color. So that's why when I watch these demonstrations, and I see people try to show these black contrast levels, they use it on a projector, where they can basically try to advance the contrast levels. They will calibrate the projector to get the colors to pull better, and then they would do that demonstration in the dark. My personal favorite is when they do the light colors, they'll lighten up the environment, and when they try to show the contrast levels, they'll do it in the dark. When they do try to do contrast levels in a fully lit environment, they're sitting right up on top of the screen. They're literally kissing the screen. And then when they do contrast levels, they show very little contrast. They won't show star fields or anything like that, heavy contrast, no. No, not passable. This is what you have to display. How far are we back from the screen? We're about a good distance from the screen. I'm curious where we're at. My floor creaks like I don't know what right here. I want to pad this area in here. Right up in here, I gotta pad it. Let's try a simple one. LG Jazz demonstration. We'll do a simple one here. Now, anywhere where the screen comes up in tan shows you that the screen is not registering. Colors come discoloration, or the screen comes up in tan, that grayish look, means it's not picking up a contrast level. They do this demonstration in the dark. A lot of them do this one in the dark. Sorry, gentlemen, this must be done in a fully lit environment. All contrast demonstrations must be done in fully lit environments. And the reason why that has to be done, because say your customer turns on his lights and that screen is not being used to being conditioned in a well-lit environment, that means he's going to get that effect right there. And he's not going to be too happy at the end of the day, because what he saw from the demonstration, and what you said in the demonstration, anytime that you said that it pulls up very high contrast levels, you just misled your customers. So not everybody's going to be in the same environment you're going to be in every day. This is natural lighting here. We're not using anything extra, no extra lights. It's all natural lighting in here. If your screen can't pull up in natural lighting, and I'm talking about not just color, contrast. You're going to have problems. If you displayed at any time a projection screen outside, guess what? Where you're going to be at? Outside. Not on a little tiny cookie cutter. You're going to be on 150 inch and up. That's where you're going to be sitting at. Because I'm sorry, but I've seen demonstrations of people trying to prove their screens can pull off ambient light outside, screen tucked away on a slant in the middle of a walkway going this way, screen all washed out on all the sides. That's not good. You got to take that screen outside on 150. Well, I'd say about 100 is too easy. That's way too easy. You got to jump at least about 130, 135, 150. You got to have it on a big scale. The more light the screen takes in, the better. And that means the bigger the screen, the farther your projector is going to have to be too. And you're going to have to do a star field demonstration, which we know it's not going to happen. And it can't be at no 8, it can't be at no 7. It's going to have to be between 5 and 6. You got to pull that image. Let's go over to, let's see if we get another one here. Let's see. Oh, this is a very dark one right here. They make very dark contrast demonstrations on this one.
Want fresher drives every day? Get Febreze carbon clips. Just click, install, and Febreze steady release technology uses your fan to circulate.
They do a lot of OLEDs. Not gonna get there, are we? Yeah, we'll get there after this one. There's another thing I noticed. I noticed when certain videos, when they come on, they'll display the logo like Samsung or Sony, and they'll do it in black when it comes up. They never show that part. They skip that part. They go right to the middle. Now, I like these demonstrations because these demonstrations show off color and they show off contrast at the same time. The background always remains black no matter what. Now in these demonstrations, to make sure they're doing them in the dark, and they're doing them on a standalone. So you can't see red either. That's why I can't see when I watch it. I'm like, why are they using the OLED demonstrations? That screen gray? It's gray, ain't it? Ooh. Nice dark one too, besides this one. Sony 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
I want that ultra black version. We do half of the OLED horse because then it switches over to color. We're doing contrast only. Let me throw a little color in there real quick. Not a problem. See, wash out in the color. Can't register red and you can't register blue. Any of the colors not going to register. See, let's go over to, let me see. Oh, fireworks display. I see the distance where I'm sitting. Anywhere time where my projector is sitting at, that is the distance where I'm going to be at. You're never going to see me get up unless I'm showing the difference between a gray screen versus another gray screen, showing as they look exactly alike. That's the only time I'm going to be up close. Our technology, we're not going to be sitting that close to the screen. Why would I be there to begin with? Most likely, I sit right over there. I'm still not even that close to the screen. Samsung 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Even the horse again. Here we go. This demonstration was also done in the dark. Now, like I said, they use enhancements in their demonstration. If they're using a projector, now you mean to tell me, listen to me on this one. If you're using a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio on a projector, you mean to tell me you at home without a 2,000,000 to 1 are going to get the same results at 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, or 5? No, you're not. That shows in the demonstration using an enhancement projector to make the black levels look a little better. The color processing on a P2 projector, if you don't have the same projector, are you going to get the exact same thing? You're not. There's a reason why that one's 3,000 and probably yours is 1,500. You're going to have the same projector or better. So how would you be saving money if you can't acquire the same image that's being used in the demonstration if you don't have the same equipment? You would have to spend the money to get it. My projector is $500. This is a top of the line projector for us. Between any projector, which is going to be way beyond this one, it's going to be much better. Again, 2014 discontinued model. That's why I don't like when people use high-end, up-to-date projectors in their demonstrations, because it's misleading to the customers. It makes them believe that they're going to get that image, but you're really never going to get that image at the end of the day, because your image is not going to pick up the same way because you don't own the same projector, or better. If I'm using a 30,000 lumen projector at 10K, do you even think that you're even going to come close to that machine? that image that's going to pull up on that screen, you won't even come close to unless you have that 250 grand to pay for that machine. There you go. That's one of the things too. They'll never show off the emblems right there because the emblems are not going to come up. This one has any sound to it. See the color washout on the red. And again, no calibrated projector. I don't calibrate projectors. We got to no, I don't calibrate projectors. Why would I need to calibrate it? Screen does fine, picks the color perfectly. No problem whatsoever. We don't calibrate them because our customers don't calibrate their projectors. We have some people do calibrate, some people that don't. And if you calibrate your projector, that's up to you. That's what you're into. But I'm not going to calibrate a projector knowing that one of my customers may not do it at the end of the day. That shows that I'm showing an advancement over his machine because mine's calibrated and his is not. So what about the people who are not calibrating? Are they going to get the same image? Nah. Let's go over to, let me see. Ooh. OLED 4K demonstrations. Let's start off with here, or whatchamacallit has an insane one too. We definitely have to do that one too. Who is it? Oh, there's a Las Vegas too, right there. Squeaky here. I have to put some extra padding right here, definitely. And not, keep in mind, all people saying, well, you know, no. All gray screen paints do not work on OLED demonstrations. That is a Sherwin-Williams Digital and Crystal Screen Paint Elite, which is silver. Elitist, which is silver. That's a silver screen right there. That's the hobby paint. And that's Sherwin-Williams. Gonna make a difference. If somebody comes up there and tells you, oh, my product, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. Again, they all do the same thing. Don't pick up contrast, don't pick up color, can pick up a white level. That's it. If they're telling you that their product picks up a higher contrast level, then this is what you need to do. Get rid of that P2. Get rid of that. Get it. Put it somewhere in the back room. Go pick you up a projector with a 2,000:1 contrast ratio or lower, one of them. Swap it out for that. And then go there, do that demonstration in a fully lit environment next to black paint and blend right into it and see what happens. Or, no matter of fact, get the Sherwin-Williams, the hobby paint, and whatever grade paint you want to make at the end of the day, really don't care. As long as it's light and everything matches the same complexion as the product that you were claiming that could do this. We don't want to see somebody come on there and have a darker product. No, that's not the same product you were talking about. Use the product that you made the claim on. You put those against those gray screens, and then what you do is you do a demonstration and show that your product can pull a darker contrast level than the 3 screens that are in front of you. If you can prove that, and it comes up looking like this, like that black screen up at the bottom, now you take the black paint and you show that your screen can blend into a black screen. That's what you have to do. Other than that, your stuff works just like everybody else's. Same thing like Digital One, we got our own product up there right now. So anyone who's making a statement, I'm not talking about one individual, anyone who's making that statement, that's what you should request from them. All right, then what's the difference between your product and the other grade screens? Can you pull up a deeper? Yeah, and I'm not talking about walking up on top of the screen. If a person has to get that close to a screen to show you the difference, there's a problem there. Because I'm pretty sure that you're not going to be getting up, you're going to be sitting that close to the screen. Let me know. You're going to be sitting that close to a screen to watch it. You're not, are you? You didn't sit that close to your TV. Look at that. No one's going to sit that close to a screen. No one in their right mind. That's why I can't understand when people get up and they do the demonstration, they're right up on top of the screen. There's no way in the world. Let's start with that. My movie chair I have in here when I watch my demonstrations. So this is where my chair sits at, right here. This is where I'm at with the projector. That's where you're supposed to be at. If a person has to get up, and I can't express this enough, to get that close to a screen to show your contrast level, then that's bad. Because if he has to get that close to see it, that means from back here, you are not going to be able to see anything at all, period. Now they're trying to get you fixated on, look at the white levels. No, you have to be to see the contrast. That screen at any given time comes up with that look like this to it, it doesn't blend into that darkness, your screen's not registering contrast. Now, keep in mind, some people may say, oh, but no, they don't understand this. For you naysayers, so you can get an understanding of what's going on in these two videos. This is not to go after someone. This is all gray screens. And even gunmetal at that, too. It's not to go, oh, because, no, it has nothing to do with that. We don't care. We don't care if people are going to be going out saying this. We don't care. I can back my technology up any day. Why in the world, like the guy said, why in the world are you entertaining when you know your technology is better? When you know you can come out here and do demonstrations that they can't even match at the end of the day. So this is basically our campaign against gray screens and gunmetals. That this is useless. There's no point in you basically doing a demonstration. Now, gunmetals would have a better chance of producing better contrast. Of course, those are darker screens. But these gray screen paint products, no, you really should not be doing any demonstrations involving OLED demonstrations. An OLED demonstration was never meant for a gray screen. It wasn't even meant for gunmetals either at that, to tell you the truth, honestly. I think some people that are used to watching these demonstrations are used to seeing them in dark environments. And I've had so many people yell at me, turn the lights out, turn it. So pretty much that's where you have to be at, in the dark. Fiddling with your remote control, trying to figure out exactly where it's at. That's why I said when I saw the demonstration of, we're going to mention, not his name, the individual was showing his remote control, your environment was not fully lit. Because you had dark pockets in your corners and you had to literally lean over to make out objects. Do you see the difference between this environment here? I can't wait for this the sun to come up so we can open up the curtains. Samsung OLED demonstrations. I think it's Samsung has a crazy dark demonstration. Oh, we can entertain this one right here. I seen somebody doing this demonstration, well, I guess on a black screen paint they were trying to make. And that environment was so dark it wasn't even funny. You gotta have more light than that. If you're displaying black technology, you should be outside, to tell you the truth honestly. And on a much bigger screen. See how the white levels are? So they can keep the image nice and bright. That's our black technology. 38 Black Widow. Black contrast demonstration test. There we go. It's another one for night scenery. We haven't done the goldfish yet. I wonder. Soda contrast demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
We know that's not going to pull up on the screen. Let's try and see. I can't remember who did that demonstration. Let's see if it's Samsung. It's not Sharp. Let's try LG OLED contrast demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Oh, we can do this one too.
Book your perfect place to stay. Booking.com. Booking.com. Yeah.
Check this out here. I'm gonna check this out in a minute. Alright, no, this one is not gonna be dark enough. Looking for the ultra blacks. Ooh, perfect. These are dark. Mind you, when you're doing these demonstrations, they gotta be to pick up a black level. That's what they have to register. Lumens, you won't register color. I'll show you on a red test. Or a blue test, you won't need to pick it up. But you're not gonna pick up contrast, that's definitely not gonna pick up. As like I said, white screen. White screen can register white light. It can't register color and they can't register contrast. Not gonna pick up. Mind you, projector we had over there was 720p, and it couldn't even register color. When it's 720p, we're at 5,000 lumens. You still at 5,000 lumens, it ain't registering color. It ain't gonna happen. Not even in the dark. Remember, you got 5,000 lumens. People don't understand. If your screen is having an issue registering contrast and it's maintaining too much white light, what do you think is going to happen if you hit it with a 5,000 lumen projector? You're going to increase your white levels, which means you're going to wash out even faster. Yeah, it's bad. And at that, if you got a dedicated theater room, you're splashing white light all over your ceilings and walls. I've seen this demonstration done in the dark too. All these demonstrations I've seen in the dark. Every last one of them. Watch. Red screen. You think you're going to pick up a... Some people think because the lumens are higher, they're going to basically pick up a brighter, more vivid image. No, your colors are going to wash out even faster. Watch. See? Even faster. Using a 5,000 lumen projector, you think because you upgrade your lumen count, that's basically going to increase your... No. If your screen is having an issue already picking up a contrast level and it's generating too much white light to begin with, what do you think is going to happen if you hit with 5,000 lumens? At that, at 3,000 ultra short throw, you know what that's going to do to your colors? Even in the dark, you can't pick up. White wall can't pick it up either. There you go. Background, goldfish, black.
Maybe that's from YouTube.
Not just OLED demonstration, any kind of black contrast demonstration is pointless. It's useless on a gray screen paint product or a gray projection screen. These are gunmetal can maintain to a certain degree, but like I said, I keep saying it's an outdated product. Let's show you how the demonstration was supposed to be done in the fluid environment. 8K, desired nature. This demonstration was definitely done in the dark. 8K, desired nature. I need to look that up too. It just popped up. There we go.
Smile Club gives you a straighter, brighter, clearer smile.
That's why I said when I see people, and we read your comment sections, it's hilarious. You honestly believe at the end of the day that you're going to pick up the same results as in that demonstration? Not going to happen. But you own the projector. That's the only way. So how are you saving any money if you got to call for $3,000 for a machine at the end of the day and calibrate it and then still stick it in a dark environment? Can't have it in this because your screen will still wash out. That's a waste of money. You bought an up-to-date projector for a 9-year-old screen paint. Because if that screen paint had the ability to pull a contrast level, I would love to see this on so many levels. And I told you how the tests have to be done. You have to pull out several different versions of gray paints, and you have to put your product against it on a star fill, a very dark level. Goldfish, whatever. It just has to be a heavy black area, a heavy black demonstration. And you have to show that your light mix that you made can pull a higher contrast than the 3 that are sitting in front of it. Then you got to take black paint under black sun, I don't care what it is, but it has to be dark black, and you have to put your product there and you have to show that not only are you outperforming the 3, but you're also blended into the darker paint. In a fully lit environment. I'm not talking about dark corners or none of that nonsense. I'm talking about put it in a meter max out zone to do it. And then when you're done with that, it goes outside. And not 3x4, 3x5, none of that. Hopefully 100-inch, and if you can do better, 150 would be nice. At 27 feet back, at around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. That's the kind of test you have to do. Like I went outside and took a white sheet of paper and stuck it against my screen and showed a snowstorm. But until then, they're all the same. So in the next video, like I said, both of them, next video, I'm going to do something after this. We're going to kind of process orders in a few minutes. We're going to put the 2 links in there, one showing that how we made mixes out of anything. Literally, they all match together. Even the darker mixes all match together. We're going to do the other demonstration. What was the other way to put it in so I don't forget these at the end of the day, which ones are which. We did the ones where we did, you get pretty much all mixes were the same. We did the dark mixes were the same. I think that's basically about it. Anything else possible, hey, we'll put it in there. We're not going to put anything in there about how we did this. No, we're not entertaining that. None of that's going to be in there. Just from what we found out on our research, right there from the door. Oh, my digital crystal screen paint keywords in there too, so you can look at my own company. So you can see that, yeah, Mr. Burr was making all this great product long time ago. Like I'm trying to tell you that if you're watching the demonstration and that person gets up out of that chair, he walks over to that screen and he's a finger distance from the screen. If he has to be that close to show you a contrast level, mind you, on a projector of that caliber, there's something wrong there with the screen. The screen is definitely dumbing the daylights out of the projector. And at that, if the screen's automatically black, what the frick would you even spend that kind of money for the projector? I mean, pretty much you'd probably go with the 4K and the laser, but then again, you can go anything under than that. Most people go near that projector because of that whopping 2 million to 1, but why would you even need it? Your screen's black. We don't need it. Our projector's 2,000 to 1. I'm gonna grab me a chair. This is gonna be a bit. Yeah, I sit back here, not up on top of the screen. Now, the demonstrations I've seen from other people make gray screen paint products, like I said, they don't over embellish on things. They don't say, oh, it does this and does that. They keep it real. They keep it to the rules where they need to be at the end of the day. You know what I mean? They don't add things in there that are not true. This is where I'm going to be sitting back at right now to watch this. Where I'm supposed to be at. Where the projector is at. Literally almost behind the projector. And it's interesting because, like I said, his product's not up there. We don't mention his name. He's not in the comment section. Nothing. Because again, like I said, I would rather have this stuff we have here we have up here, we test here, then to have that product, it's a waste of our time to even have it here to begin with because it's not going to do anything. It reacts the same way as the products we have up here. No difference. Even the 9-year-old screen paint, it matches it.
When premium ingredients come together, memories are made forever. Fannie Mae, together is timeless.
Oh, bring it on today. Let's see. Oh, we gotta do customer spray outs today. We could weather them. To spray out the screens, get them knocked out. Those demonstrations. I got 3 of those to do. And I gotta order 2 more. So then I'll get that finished. Gotta get the containers. Need containers. I thought I ordered for those today. Oh, is it Samsung in that demonstration? I know Panasonic has one. Panasonic 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let me see. It's not going to pick up anything. On that one demonstration, it's not going to pick up jack. It's all black levels that are coming up. Oh, this is not going to go well. We're going to have a little mercy on that one. That is a dark. I mean, how dark that demonstration is. I'll give you a sneak peek of it. How bad it's going to be. I'm just trying to show some kind of mercy through the gray paints. You're not picking up on this demonstration at all, period. This is a very dark contrast demonstration. You're not picking up nothing in here. I said I can't register it. White is the only thing you can register. That's it. And pretty much that's a white screen you just bought. It's painted into. Let's go over here. Can I drop my projector? I can drop the levels down even lower. Hold on, I'm going to drop them down. I'm going to go past that screen. Let's do Starfield Screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
We're going to hit the Starfield. What we're going to do is we're going to drop the projector down a little bit to the bottom because all my walls are all white in here. They're bone white. I had to buy that extra white. Let's go over here and let's go to the lens shift. All right, so there's my lens shift on the white wall. Half of that's on the screen, half that's on the white wall. Let's see how much of an improvement that you're going to get off a gray screen paint product versus a white wall. Kind of look the same, don't they? Look at them. They both look the same. We did this demonstration about basically the paint we have here. This is extra white, by the way. This is not everyday white paint. I had to spend $60 a gallon to get this stuff. It's called extra white. It's a very high white paint. But if you look at that, not much of a difference. I told you, you got an upgrade of a white screen. That's what you got. Couldn't express that enough. That's it. That's what you're going to get. That's all you're going to get. You're not going to be able to pick up the contrast levels. Now, at the end of the day, you really think you're seeing contrast. Not even close. Not even close. White sheet of paper. Just to put something extra up there. See how that white sheet of paper just blended into my walls? I told you the paint that I ordered for this room is called Extra White. It is extremely bright. Whereas when we ordered, because we wanted as much white light to reflect off in the environment when we're using black screens in here. Because most people when you do demonstrations, they're darkening the walls a little bit. That way you can reflect more light. And the next room we have over here, it's pretty dark with the walls, but we make sure we have as much light as possible in that environment by opening the curtains, turning the lights so we can keep them as bright as possible. But in here, the walls are done in extra white. That white sheet of paper just blended into my wall. Just to show you how white the levels are in here. So that's how much of an improvement that you're getting on a great product versus the white wall. It's an upgrade from a white screen. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see how much of an improvement you get. That's it. That's all you're getting. You're getting a slight bump from a white screen. That's all you're getting. Yeah. Now, let's show you what happens. And I told you, at the end of the day, and I'm trying to be nice to you at the end of the day, so you understand, I'm talking to the one individual. If you get a real product, not that fake stuff you've been mixing on camera or claiming to be our stuff, if you get a real product with an official batch number on the back of it, I would strongly advise you don't take it out of the box. If you buy it from our website, which they don't buy from our website. You notice that we buy from their website, but we get our money back. But they've never bought from our website. They always say we got it from a friend, which means you don't have a product. These products are different. They have batch numbers attached to them. They're sealed into the containers. So we would know if a product comes up and has a batch number attached to it, we could easily take it, match it to the video that's time stamped and it's done live, showing that batch being painted live before it received this stamp. That's how we would know if it was tampered with. But I advise you, this is a 38 Black Widow, and I'm giving you fair warning. If you decide to go down that road, you will wreck your stuff easily. But I'll show you. And mind, you still have to do that network gray 773. That's what's going to happen to your screen. It's going to wash it out. That's one kind of, if you get one in there, he buys one from the website. We'll show the order number and all everything went through. We'll show him processing the order. But if you have an actual real one that has that batch number attached to the back of it, mind you can't duplicate these things. If you even try to remove the batch number, if you even tried to add one, they're sealed a different way. And on top of that, like I said, there's a live video of every single batch that's painted. The minute it's done, we roll it on, we paint it, we do a live demonstration on white levels and everything, showing that the batch is legit. So you have to beat the live video too, which is going to be virtually impossible. So it's amazing how God gives you information on how to handle things. At the end of the day, this keeps people from doing fake demonstrations by saying, hey, I got this from a friend, I got this from a customer, one of his customers, and they'll put black paint and say, oh, this is how it came out, this is what it looks like. I don't even know why you even try that. You do know that we do a lot of test demonstrations before we launch a product. So that means that all those live test demonstrations that we've done on the product before it even made it to market, before it even made it to customer, and you're saying that because you have it, it looks like this. That doesn't even add up. That won't even add up in court. Sorry to bring that up, but it's true. It won't add up in court. They even want to go back to our test demonstrations. They were brought up a few times about bringing up our test demonstrations before the product was launched, what our results were before we launched it. So that is going to be a bit of a problem. People don't think about that when people do stuff like that. But if we didn't do any tests at all on the products and you did that, you could get away with that. But we had test demonstrations back on the product before we even launched it. But I'm just giving you a little bit of fair warning. You can't duplicate the batches. You can't duplicate the numbers. You can't get around it. There's a live demonstration for every batch that launches that matches the numbers on the containers. So if you get one of the containers and say, hey, this is their batch number, this is how it came out, there's a live demonstration back in that product. And if you do get one, you happen to order one from our site directly, I would advise you keep it in the box. This is hobby paint. That's the digital one, silver. And this at the bottom is white paper. Interesting. Oh, we're past time here. And the sun's come up, which means doing these demonstrations with the lights up, unless I'm down in the basement, that's not gonna work. All right, we go here, bring it up. There we go, put my screen back to where it was. All right, well, because I'm pretty sure he's thinking hard right now. Like, I got to do a review against this product. Let me see how I can fake this demonstration. You can't, just batch numbers on it. That's why we did them. Also, to the batch numbers, not only cut down or completely eliminate people doing fake demonstrations against our products, but also too, it's a reinsurance for our customers. Because then our customers know what batch the product came from. They get a chance to see it painted. You know what I mean? You have 5 gallons of this stuff, 10 gallons of it, and they're going to watch their screen paint being rolled onto a surface, being painted, being dried live. We don't skip the demonstrations where we go out there and we just do one particular demonstration. We do reds, blues, greens, different colors, white levels, everything. So they can see how their batch is going to react when it gets to their house. So they take their number, they can always go back to the video and say, okay, this is the video right here with the number right there, and they can basically watch their batch. And on top of that, it cuts down on people that are jealous of the product that have nothing better to do with their time. Now, if you take this personally, like I said, this is not personally towards you. As you can see, none of your products are up there at all, period. We don't have any of your products up here. They're upstairs in the attic, and as I said, after we did the demonstration called all the mixes were the same, pretty much that was in the title, but I'm getting at, there's just no point. Like I said, they're still on camera. Why would I buy something I can make? And I also said, if you can make my product, hey, look, post the ingredients, I'll put it against my screen live. I've been saying that since last year. What I've seen from the UV mix, and I'm sorry to bring that up, but what I've seen from the UV mix and what we tested against the certified screens, that thing couldn't pass a certified gunmetal. Can't pass it. Gunmetal is just it's no way in the world. So if you can't get the UV mix, and that being the darkest product that this individual makes, there's no way in the world you could ever touch a black screen, especially with the knowledge I have in this field. You don't even come close. I can tell what you put in there at the end of the day that's making your screen look like that. So I know from the door, you're not even anywhere near close black technology capabilities. Just by basically testing out your UV mix, I can tell that. Nowhere close. Give it another maybe 6-7 years and maybe you might nail it. Takes time, can't do that overnight. All right, people, that being said, yeah, now you see why it's just useless to do contrast demonstrations all together on the gray screen. It's not going to pick it up. And the ones you are going to see people trying to do these demonstrations are going to be in dark environments. They're going to be using enhanced projectors, calibration, and all that nonsense to try to give you the illusion that they can do the same thing, but they can't do it. And especially if you see somebody getting up from a chair and walking over that close to a screen to show your contrast, oh, that is a major red flag that there's a problem there. That's a major red flag. Let me get my machine off. I have to go switch back over to 720p. I should do both of them. I should do the 720p and the 1080p at the same time. Show them back to back. That would be pretty cool. All right, gotta build a bigger screen for that. Oh, no. That's what this is what this room is for. This is what I like about this room. Each one of these rooms have a purpose of what they're used for. This right here, the whole entire wall is painted with it. So in this room, we're going to have 1080p, 720p, and 4K all running at the same time. That way the customer can get to look at exactly if he needs to spend money for 1080p, if he needs to spend money for 4K, and they're not going to be all same model, different brands, so that way they can get an idea of whether or not they really want to spend that kind of money at the end of the day. Going back to my wallpaper. Oh, you do know the surface. See how flat the surface is? I was telling you guys. You see how flat this surface is? See how clean, how flat that is? Look how flat that is. That's fabric. That is fabric. Now, come over here. I'm redoing this screen anyway. I don't like the fabric. See how the fabric looks on here? See the lines in the screen? That's the fabric. This is the tablecloth painted. You know why that screen looks ultra flat and this one looks lined up like this? Because that screen right there is using a little trick. So basically it's a trick how we make the fabric look like a flat piece of wood. You have to have this material right here, number one. This is any kind of spandex material, and pretty much any kind of spandex material you can get your hands on. Spandex. What you want to do is you want to stretch it nice and tight to the frame. Once you put it tight to the frame, then what you do is you go out and it can be network grade 77, it can be primer, it really doesn't make a difference. I did a tutorial video on how to make your screen flat as a board. Put the first coat on, let it dry, it's going to be blotches on the what? Second one, it's going to be covered perfectly, and then you put on 2 to 3 coats. Causes the screen to stiffen to give you that nice flat look to it. That's how my gamer screen is designed downstairs. Brought you guys back a little forward, but that's a little thing. I think I'll find the video and I'll put the tutorial how to do it. Hey, question. Let me see real quick. You got this over here? What would you rather have sitting on your wall in your home theater room setup? Big old outdated gray screen or black technology? I think you would rather go with the black screen at the end of the day. People come and go, good gracious, that is the biggest OLED TV I've ever seen. It looks like an OLED TV. Instead of having this gray dull color leaning against your wall. This looks more beautiful. Got the black soundbar. Everything blends in beautifully, doesn't it? And then you got this big old gray screen on your wall. And the screen looks gorgeous even when the projector's off. Especially if you got black speakers with them gold cones in the middle. What do they call? I keep forgetting this company makes some speakers. Oh, that would look beautiful. Man, I should get a pair of those for a nice setup in here. Anyway. My chair. Everything over here. Go back up to my 720p projector. Like I said, I'm expecting the emails. I'm not showing you. We're not entertaining them. We're not showing the emails, none of that stuff, or weird stuff they send us in the day. We don't care. Like I said, you gotta be able to back your stuff up. And I said, all gray screens. If you feel that your gray screen does not fit in the category of any of these gray screens we have here on display, then all you would have to do is just get a number of gray screens, line them all up, and then do a star fill demonstration. They're all gonna pick up the same color anyway, but do a star fill demonstration. Black contrast, not that LG Jazz, none of that. No, an actual black contrast demonstration. You can use the Starfield or the Goldfish just to make a difference because each one of them have a heavy black background, and show that your screen paint, being the same color as the rest of them, can pick up a better contrast level than those, like a black screen. And then after that, you take black paint, put it on the side of your screen and go, hey, okay, look at this right here. I can pull a star fill, my screen paint can blend into a star fill and outperform the 4 gray screens in front of me. That's what you have to do. Other than that, they're all the same. Have to show that difference. We're going to fire this unit up here. I got a couple of demonstrations to do on Facebook. And over here, got an ultra short throw demonstration to do today. Because I had a customer who bought the projector that I use for my demonstrations. He actually bought that projector. So he wants to use it, he wants to see how it's going to look with sports and stuff. I'm going to show that off. And where did I put the fire stick that fast? There we go. Mind you, we're still in eco mode at 9% brightness. Alright, washy paint, washy paint. Whisper mode, only on 9%. That's it. That's my bright level on my projector. Price tag for the projector behind me, $109. That's it. No 4,000 nonsense. How much money I saved? Oh, how come that didn't turn on? What the heck? Put off my soundboard a second, buddy. Back a little bit on that one. People, soundbar was not even connected. What's going on in my room sometimes? Cat's not in here. Even if he was, he's never been here. Let's see what's going on here. Like that music, I want to play my soundbar. Or the Fire Stick display comes up in black, not gray. Just point that out. There's some things you don't, all that's supposed to come up in black. You know that, right? I like to leave some of the screen showing. You can see how dark the technology is. Oh man, I ordered me 14 boxes of cereal with some of this Ripple milk. Oh, they got another contrast. Oh, why would you? Okay, because I got the Fire Stick for this one program on this side. Use some deep reds on this one. cells are unplugged. And keep in mind, gray screen's not gonna pick up the red level. As I showed you, can't see red. I have to cut this, do this right here, but as I said before, they can't see red. Well, that didn't stay good or not. Let's try that again. Give me fresh test. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to paint me up a physical screen. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, I got a perfect screen you can paint gray. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. We're gonna turn it into a giant sample sheet. It's big enough too. It's about 70 inches. I'll turn that to a screen. See, there you go. So imagine you get the wallpaper surface, because I've seen people jumping on getting the wallpaper surface. You go get yourself a wallpaper surface. And you take that surface and you coat it with that gray screen paint, that's what you just did to your surface. You wrecked it already. That's exactly what you're going to do to it. You're not pulling it up next to a window. That is not going to happen. You're not pulling up a contrast level. That's not going to happen. You just destroyed your screen. Well, you didn't destroy it. You're just going to have to paint over it with our technology. Or you can go skip the wallpaper and go spend $3 to $5 grand for a gunmetal screen. Those are your options right there. I told you those are the options. Our technology, and people, I've seen people out there trying to make black screen paint products, and I'm gonna give you a little piece of advice. You gotta work harder than that. You're gonna have massive amounts of demonstrations, not just taking a black paint, painting it on a wall. You gotta show a difference between your product and different forms of black surfaces, and you're gonna have to do demonstrations on massive, huge screens, different forms of projectors. You better start shopping, because you need a lot of projectors to test one of these out. I have over 60 projectors in my home right now. You have to display that screen in not one area, in multiple areas throughout your entire house, which means you have to have control of that entire environment. Those screens have to be displayed on different levels, different sizes, everywhere to show that when I see me get up and walk around through my environment, on the screen start firing up, you got to pull off that. It's a lot of work. And I hope you got an extra 6 to 7 years under your belt, because you're going to need it. Because you're going to have to show a ton of proof. A black screen is the most hardest screen to prove that it has the capability to do what it has to do at the end of the day. Extremely hard. You have to get a surface that's jet black to be able to accept and read white light. Oh, and I forgot about the white on white demonstrations. You got to do that too. White fabric, white paper, all that stuff. Certified white screens, all that. Yeah, good luck. You got to get to shopping. You're going to need a lot of testing, So right now, since we're the only ones have the most test demonstrations, most video demonstrations on everything you could possibly think of when it comes to our products, we're going against the most certified screens, and on top of that, had conflict with other certified screen companies on top of that. The only two options, well, actually 3 options you have, you can spend $3,000 to $5,000 for one of the gunmetal screens over there, which you're not going to produce the same contrast as our technology, and will cost you a lot of money at the end of the day. Or you can go with one of these gray screen paint products, which we all know at the end of the day what's going to happen right there. And then there's us. And thank goodness, on our behalf, we're cheap. Because somebody say, oh, but yeah, our gallons do cost $740 something, but guess what? That 700 something gallon paints up to a 230 inch screen. Try getting a gunmetal screen that will cost you $5 grand for a 100 inch for that price. DMP Supernovas for 180 inches cost $18,000. And we even have the 20 ounce, which we bought out to make it fair for those people that maybe the paint may be a little too expensive. That's $209. And it comes with a blackout full surface at 100 inches. That 209, what you just saw me do on a $100 projector displayed against a $5,000 DMP Supernova and a $3,000 Dark Star 9. This screen is 4x8. So 100 inch of their technology would cost you $3 to $5 grand, where if you were to paint a 100 inch of our technology, it would cost you $209. And you don't even need you can use an ultra short throw projector if you want, and you can take it outside. I doubt you're taking a $3,000 projection screen outside. And the best part about it, you don't have to spend a lot of money for a projector. I've seen customers nearly pull their hair out trying to figure out what kind of projector to get. Or what about the lumen count? Or what about the contrast? Or what about how much res it has? Or what about this and what about that? Like, look, calm down, you're going too far with this. Just decide whether you want 4K or 1080p, but you really don't have to spend that kind of money. And you don't. You don't have to spend that kind of money. So everybody's been listening to the same dumb protocol that they've been putting out. You have to have this, and you have to have that, and you have to have this and that. You got to be in that environment to run this, yeah, blah, 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 blah. It's fake. You have to have so much light per square inch to optimize your viewing pleasure. We don't go by that. So you're here watching live on my $109 projector, no calibrating. Projector sits at 9 in brightness and it sits in eco mode right next to a window. It's producing a jet black contrast level. The fish is vivid, it's bright, it's colorful. Look how much money you save. If somebody sat there and said, well, yeah, but it has a 3 million, what do I want to do 3 million contrast level for? I can't use that. I can do that with 200 easily. I don't pay money for that. For what? Let's enjoy. While I get my area tidied up. Now I put the demonstrate. I'm gonna put the link for the wallpaper surface. If you haven't got that, where to go on Amazon, where to get the $28 wallpaper surface we use. But I'm advising you, if you think for a minute that you're going to be able to maintain what I'm doing here with the projector I have behind me, it's not going to work. You need our technology to make that screen react that way. And think of the peace of mind of buying projectors. That reminds me, I need another 720p projector. I got to get on eBay and get another projector. You have no idea, people. This is what you call freedom in home theater projection. No dark environments. I can use it in a well-lit environment with plenty of the walls can be white, doesn't make a difference. I can use cheap projectors, don't have to have a high ratio, none of that. Peace of mind. I gotta open my curtains behind me. That's how it's supposed to be. Like a TV. All right, so let me see. I gotta figure out what day it is because I miss my day sometimes. We got a ship out day coming out probably on Saturday. Figure what day we have. I got orders to get out of here. So we have a shipping date. Whatever products we have coming in, but I think we have a ship out day coming up on Saturday. I gotta do some gaming off this bad boy too. I like the wallpaper. You have no idea. Wallpaper is amazing. Wait, can we go back to that? What was it? We were playing at Ultra HD. We're doing this one. I'm gonna go back. Let me see something for a minute. This will be on our channel. At the visual art, I'm gonna check out a little bit of that next to the window. I can't wait to finish this room. I'm gonna make my phone call today. I'm gonna get I was gonna get something else, but I want another container that's 60. Because I want to knock out this area right here, this area, then we got the room total white. And then I want to actually work on the carpeting. So I'm getting this carpet that's coming in. It's actually not bone white. It has a little gray, but it's very, very light. It's a very, very light rug. That's what I want down in here, for here. And then we can start working on the bookcases, the decorations, all that stuff. And then we still have to, well, actually before I put the rug in, I have to construct the screen. So behind the wallpaper, we are going to put in a 140-inch levitating screen, which is going to have no weight to whatsoever. We're going to build a 150-inch without supports in the middle. And this thing is going to hover like it's floating. We got the wall already in white, so it's going to come out fantastic. The back of the screen is going to be coated in white too, so it reflects. I have to use that extra white paint to do the back of the screen, so the neon reflects off a little bit. We're going to have that in a soft blue. We're going to have the high fluorescent white lights I have in the hallway wrapped all the way from here to the floor, because I want to be able to push off light from the floor with the white around the environment and the white from the sun. It's going to be a lot brighter than here. Trust me, get done with it. Those bright lights you see in the hallway, yeah, I'm getting them wrapped around here and on the floor. Also want to line up under my radiator, so I give up a bright soft light under the radiator. Any areas where we can find areas we can put it at, we can have soft white light pushing through. I got this fountain coming in, this huge fountain coming in. We're going to take the fountain, we're going to paint take it outside, take a paint sprayer to it. We're going to coat the entire fountain, and it's high fluorescent white. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. You're like, you're gonna rock it. I know what I'm doing. So when I did the projector, the Apocalypse projector, I know what I'm doing. And we're going to put in a high fluorescent glow-in-the-dark blue, because I want the fountain to be in white, but I want the water to come in a soft blue, glow-in-the-dark blue. And it's going to look insane. And then we're going to get rid of this screen. That's definitely going. That's just for the time being. And that demonstrates, we're going to take a wallpaper, cut it, size it, fit it right in there nicely, and we're going to be using that for my AMSR. Get me a nice white sofa, or gray sofa. Should be gray, light gray, because Taku will jack it up. Light gray in here, so I can have my speakers. I can listen to my AMSR here, have my speakers redirected down here. All this is going to be hidden. And then I'm going to put my speakers here and here for the white sofa / bed. And that way I can hear my AMSR as I'm laying down and relaxing. This room is going to be all about relaxation. That's why it's done in all white. And no, I will not be walking through here with work gear on. It's not going to happen. I'm going to have a change of clothing for each room that I go into. Oh man, this is going to be so much fun. When I do the retro room in the back, like the vintage kind of steampunk room, I get myself a top hat. I'm definitely wearing a top hat to do demonstrations in there, give it kind of a steampunk kind of look. Each room is going to have its own form of personality. Now downstairs, I'm still working on the space lounge right now. That's when it has the ceiling with all the lights and stuff. Still working on that. I got to change out a few things in there too. And pick up some more 3D hologram UV lighting. I saw when they had a huge thin fish tank, it had all different kinds of fish and these 3D kind of hologram designs. Yeah, I'm gonna decorate the place really nice downstairs. We're not done with it yet, we're still working on the place. And then we have the next room, which is the theater room, which I'm gonna turn that into a whole entire hologram, the floor with the 3D mapping technology we have over here. That'll be fantastic for displays. And the screen, we're gonna have to do a 235.1. There's no way around it. I want to do the motorized, but the motorized and where the projector is going to sit, it's not going to be able to hit 150 inches. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to do 178 inch 235.1. That's what I'm putting in. At least I get my city skyline. Oh, wait, that's 4K Earth? Ah, I know all these. They got over here. We're on here. All right, yeah. What's on here? What am I doing? Where? Space. Let me see what it is on this one. I like to show up the window in the screen with the contrast going back and forth. All right, let me get out of here. I gotta get pictures of this to put onto the Facebook account. Oh, and I forgot to put the wallpaper link in. Oh, okay. You know, messages like that. Like, where's the wallpaper? Where's the wallpaper? I got you. Literally forgot to do that. So I'm gonna take these pictures, put the wallpaper link in for them. I think this will make great pictures right here with the window and the screen. Oh, this looks sick. I love this. And then we got sunlight coming in. Look at that. Yeah, I love that. As always, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We give him all the credit for blessing us with such amazing technology. Thank you, Jesus. I gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless. Perfect time.